Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday! I think that I have put up a video every day in December except for December 1st, which I think is pretty impressive because I'm normally not this prolific. But I have a lot to say because I'm going to be honest, I go on vacation to visit my family for Christmas on December 19th, and there may not be many videos between December 19th and December 27th while I'm on vacation with my family. But I am super excited to talk to you today and wrap up my reading from November. I read so many amazing books in November. Honestly, you guys, so many amazing books. So I really want to tell you guys about the stack. So as always, get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, because most of these deservedly to belong on your TBR or maybe under your Christmas tree, if I do say so myself. I want to start with Europa's A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. This is the first book in the Mirror Visitor, translated from the French by Hildegard Sorel. And I want to thank Rachel from Europa for sending me this nice little postcard with it. This is the first in their YA series. One, it's a chunkster, but it is worth every minute. This is the story of a young girl. Let me see. Her name is Ophelia. She lives in a world that has been shattered. And on these sort of floating islands around the world, different godlike beings rule all of the families on it. And all of the people on it are in some way related because they're sort of isolated. Our main character is Ophelia, who has the magic power to be able to touch objects and feel and know their history, sort of see their past. In addition, she can also travel through mirrors from one place to another, which comes in handy in sort of the intrigue that is the book. At the start of the novel, we find out that Ophelia has been promised to a man who lives on another one of these isles, is what I'll call them, as sort of a political marriage, and she is going to go there. And when she meets him, you know, it's that sort of standard, he's standoffish, it's a marriage of convenience, but she gets to his world and gets involved in the intrigue and the politicalness that is going on there. And she is being hidden because she is really a pawn in an overall scheme for this family that she is going to marry into. There is different types of magic. There is world building. There is politics. There is intrigue. There is spying. It is so good and so involving. It is a little bit more complicated, so give this to your more graduated YA reader, someone who can follow sort of plots and when something's sort of mentioned in the beginning to get it at the end and put it all together. Just a little more sophisticated YA reader, not your starter one, but this is something to get on their radar. I absolutely was absorbed in the world, absolutely loved the first book in this series, cannot wait for Europa to put out the second book next year. So again, this is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos, out from Europa, book 1 in the Mirror Visitor trilogy. And just that cover, you guys, that cover. So good. The next book was my book club choice for the month of November, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, and that is Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. All I will say is, my gosh, this book is so good. I do think, again, this is for a graduated YA reader. This is the story of a young girl. What is her name? Mary. Mary was convicted when she was very young of killing a baby, and she has been in prison ever since. And this is the story of what happens when she gets pregnant and she wants to tell the truth. It has to do with her mother. It has to do with abuse. It has to do with sexual abuse. It has to do with the child sort of underage housing system for people who are in these group homes and the awful things that happen to them. This is about the most unreliable narrator to such a delicious extent. It is dark and page-turny, and it is so good. If you want to know more about my thoughts, definitely check out my BookTube book club video that I've already done from last month on Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. You guys, this is a must read if you are in for just like a crazy thriller and a very compelling, unreliable narrator. Yeah, I really liked that book. Okay, the next book that I'm going to tell you about is called Holy Lands by Amanda Sthers. I don't know how to say her last name. This was sent to me by Bloomsbury, and the note that came with it from Nicole. Nicole sends me a lot of really great stuff from Bloomsbury, so thank you so much, Nicole. She wrote, I hope you enjoy. I read this book in one sitting, and I laughed and I cried. I read this book in one sitting. I laughed and I cried. This is a story told in letters and emails and interactions between a family. There is a mother and a father who are divorced, and a son and a daughter. Now, the father has left America, moved to Israel, and runs a pig farm. You guys know all of the issues religiously for the Jewish community with a man running a swine farm. His wife and him are divorced. There's clearly been some issues and some animosity. I don't want to go too much into it. He is very much disconnected from his son, and it's because his son is gay. His son is a very famous playwright, and that's very interesting. And then we have the daughter, who's sort of more of our... she lacks sort of a path or purpose, but she's sort of the heart of the entire family, if that makes sense. Told in just these little snippets, these letters, these emails. It just sort of is about family connection. It's about some stuff that goes wrong. One of the characters gets sick. I'm not going to tell you who, and it definitely adds to the overall sense of when do you forgive? When do you forget? What is family? How do we love each other at different points in our life? Does that make sense? I absolutely, just like Nicole said I would, I laughed and I cried. And I think this is already a film as well. So I think if you wanted to do a film and movie, this comes out in January of 2019. Let me see if it has a date. It doesn't have an exact date, but I highly recommend you guys pick up Holy Lands by Amanda Sthers, out next month from Bloomsbury. Thank you, Bloomsbury. Definitely worth the read. Definitely worth the read. Okay, two more. I'm going to be doing a video probably later this week, early next week, where I talk about my favorite debut novels of the year. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, I'm probably saying that right, is going to be in that list. This book is so good, so compelling. I bought this book, and by the end of the night I bought it, I was 3/4 of the way. I finished it the next day. This is the story of two sisters. The very first page of this book, I'll just read it to you guys. It's so good. It's only a few sentences. It says, Eula summons me with these words, Cordy, I killed him. I hoped I would never hear those words again. Turns out that Cordy's sister has killed 3 men, and Cordy is a nurse and has been taking care of it for her. In this book, what happens is Cordy works in a hospital. She is infatuated with a male doctor. Her sister gets involved with that doctor, and as you can imagine, things are going to happen. This book is twisted, and it's twisted, and it has so many turns. The characters are so well drawn out. You can see them so perfectly. Is this cover not fantastic? I want to say that there's a blurb in here from, who is it? Oh my gosh. Ayobami Adebayo, who wrote Stay With Me. She helped, and there's a thank you to her in this. You guys, if you liked Dexter, but a little darker even, darker than Dexter, but sort of that feel, if you like a murder mystery, but if you also like stuff about how far do you go for your family? What will you do to protect your family? What is forgivable and what is unforgivable? Those choices are fascinatingly discussed. In My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. I'm so sorry. I really am really sorry for destroying that. But this book is worth every minute. Stellar, stellar debut. Okay, last but not least is a short story debut collection. And the author of this book was one of the 5 under 35 winners at the National Book Award. And that is Friday Black, stories by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyan. And this is a collection of short stories that are very satirical. They are so poignant. I flew through this collection, but you guys know I have a really hard time describing short story collections to you. If you like things with a touch of sort of a science fiction-y, dystopian-ish aspect, this will do it for you. If you like satire on race and politics, this book will do it for you. If you want brilliant writing that just really knocks it out of the park, this book will do it for you. I think the first sort of 3/4 of the collection is stronger than the last part, but you know, that's how a collection can be. I cannot wait to know what this author does next. And this book is blurred by Roxane Gay and George Saunders. So if that is not enough for you to pick it up, I don't know what else is. So this is Friday Black by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyan. And it is a short story collection that you will not forget. So those are the last of the books. Take a look at that. Those are the last of the books. Oh, that was almost really bad. That I read in the month of November. All of them deserve to be on your TBR, and I hope all of them make it there for you. Remembering that Holy Lands comes out in January, which is right around the corner. As always, you guys, if you are a return subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Are you new to my channel? Thank you for coming by. I hope you like what you saw. And until next time, happy reading, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!